Thank you. So let's come back to the group again. Thank you. So we were a little group sitting together yesterday, right after the end of the program, because there is one thought that is coming more and more clear in the back of our minds, and it turns out there's a lot of people that are sharing the same concern and the same ideas. We have a climate where the temperature is rising. There's a lot of guilt and blame thinking around that we're not really handling the climate change and the big environmental challenges we are kind of getting closer to the risk of being wiped off the earth. The final solution to all domestic violence and gender inequalities. We just make rid of us. But how can we do equality and care for children and in families? How can we extend that care also to the environment? And we're thinking with the concept of men care, it's maybe good wording. Maybe we can find ways there. We're just in the beginning of thinking around this. But it's crucial. And we can't just leave this question to the environmental groups to handle. And we work on with gender equality. We have to all contribute in different ways. And maybe we see that it's possible to engage men in the caring for children. It seems to be a positive message that works. And if you want to care for your children, you also want the nature and the earth for the children to live on. So, yeah, we'll look into that. I'm just telling it, and we can see what different ideas and where we go with this and how each one of us can contribute and spread that idea. Yes. Someone said yesterday, a lot of us work from an ecological model, and why not extend that to also include ecology in the ecological model, for example. Okay, yes, so now we have some 7 minutes left. Yes, and Laxman is here from Save the Children. He's very clear on one thing, and I'm going to tell it now because we don't have time for more presentations. He's always focusing on the child's rights perspective in the work with fathers, and that has to be the core. And it's also a very strategic core. It seems to be a good way of engaging men for the sake of the children. It's more working than for the sake of women or for the sake of men themselves. So children's rights has to be in the core. We're not doing this for men, we're doing this for the children. Yes, is that enough, Laxman? You? On the environment?
So just want to share that. It's not that we always, as adults, teach children. It's all the way around, many a times. Recently I moved to Sweden as well, and my child goes to a school. And the week before I left, we were sharing about what we do actually is in the evening, he tells me what he did the whole day, and I tell him the same thing. During that thing, he suddenly asked and told me about, do you know one thing, Papa? And I said, what is that? And he said, we can't throw plastics just like that, And then, okay, so why? And then he said, we went on saying, and that apparently was a course on living together. And they have learned about how our, sort of these throwings and plastics and things in the street impacts the animals around us. And then how that impacts also the plants around us. So he was coming from that saying that, we can't throw these things around, and we need to take care of the plants, take care of the animals around us, and then also people around us. And he was, that was a very big sort of message to me, which also relates to you, just what you said, is that, we need to start looking at the socialization of the children and the new generation from looking caring from a larger perspective, which actually impacts the individual lives of all of us. So just wanted to share that. So that's what I learned.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. So we've shared in pairs with neighbors. Now the monkey is here and we can throw it around. If anyone wants to share something in the big group from how it was to take part in this workshop or other reflections. Yes. Can you catch? You get the mic.
I have been inspired by his thoughts and what he shared with his kid. I'm Nafi. I'm a gender advisor and working in Plan Canada. And I just want to share one experience we have in Ghana related to engagement of men in maternal and child care. And what I want to say is that it is very important, all the work we are doing in terms of gender justice, and particularly in the thematic of maternal and child care. But in one of our discussions in Ghana with Daddy's Club, which is a group of fathers, one question that has been raised by a parent was, how long are you expecting us to support our wife after delivery? Because we are talking about the support during pregnancy, during the delivery, and also at the postnatal care period. So say, yes, how long? Is it 3 months after, till 3 weeks, or what? Tell us. And we say, wow, we need to think a little bit more. It was not the message. So just to share this important lesson learned, that the focus, it is good to support during the different phases of the continuum of care, but it is as well important to use it as an entry point, to insist on the fact that it is during all the life cycle, like that this support is, we are talking about this support during all the life cycle. So it's not during one point of the woman's life or the children's life. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Mohammed from Ethiopia. I'm working for Ethiopia. It's just to share with the experience of paternal leave in Ethiopian context. I'm father of two. When the first child comes, I took 7 days annual leave from my organization. That means in place of paternal leave. And when I joined Health Ethiopia, by the way, Health Ethiopia is a pioneer local NGO in Ethiopia to use men and boys engagement as a strategy to all its programs. I communicated the director about taking annual leave to care for my children. Sorry, the newcomer, the second, my daughter. So he asked me whether I know about paternal leave, which is part of the human resource manual, which I signed when I joined the organization. I said no. And he advised me to visit the human resource manual. I visited it. There is 10 days which is allowed for fathers to take care for his wife and child. And asked the government office whether there is such room for fathers to take paternal leave or not. It's already written, but frankly speaking, no one knows about it. Even the implementers in government office. And because we have a radio program which is broadcasted 3 times a week about men and boys engagement to make the environment safe for children and women, I have advised the media and communication officer to communicate with a government office which is responsible to the implementation of this law. She asked her, and even that woman doesn't know about this because no one is asking her about this. So developing maybe 3 or frequent discussion, maybe radio program, we've tried to create awareness among the Ethiopian fathers that it is their right to take paternal leave, at least which is written in the government law. This is the experience what I have. Thank you.
It is 12:30 now, so time is up. I am ready to give 3 more minutes to have at least 2 more people share. If anybody needs to leave, you're free to leave. Yes, so one here. Keep it short.
My name is Hugo Rocha from Mexico. We are we are having a research in Mexico about how the fathers play with their children and in the world. And it's a good opportunity to have more information. I mean, if somebody want to have an interview with me about how the fathers play with their children, come with me.
Thank you. So someone on this side. Yeah. Okay, but I would like to pick someone here. Did you raise your hand? Yes.
Hello, I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm working for Save the Children. In my country, there is a paternity leave just for 3 days for the fathers. Mothers, they have 84 days. But again, the concern is like the purpose of paternity leave. Most of them are not aware also, and even though they are taking the leave, they are not using the purpose. So that is very pathetic. And again, it is in the policy, but implementation of that is whether the private sector, they are not, some are implementing the policy, but some are not. Even the government sector, most of them are not aware about whether they can take the paternity leave. So that is the context. And also some organizations and activists are like they are raising that they had to increase the paternity leave number of days. So that is the current thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So time is up. I want to thank you everybody for being part of this. And yeah, it's nice to be among so many experts. Thank you very much.